Well guys, the value of someone's worth has finally been released. That's right, as the great MLK Jr. once said, do not judge a person by the color of their skin, but rather the content of their Spotify Wrapped. Listen, I know I promised you guys a Gorillaz video, but that's coming out soon. It's in the works, don't worry. It's been a couple weeks since I last uploaded, and I thought it would be interesting if I blessed you guys with another upload in between that major one, detailing my Spotify Wrapped. For those who don't know, Spotify Wrapped is this annual thing Spotify does, in which it compiles all the data and statistics of what you, the individual, were listening to in that respective year. Essentially, it's like Spotify's YouTube Rewind, except you're the main star. Man, I really could not have compared it to anything else, huh? Well, unlike YouTube Rewind this year, Spotify Wrapped was not cancelled. Here are my top 5 most listened to artists in the year 2020. Okay. Coming up at a surprising number 5 is Tyler, the Creator. I listened to a lot of Tyler in the beginning of this year, but I did not expect him to make it to the top 5. Really, I thought Glass Animals would have made it. Another amazing band that I would highly recommend you, the viewer, to listen to. May I recommend the album How to Be a Human Being? But with Tyler, I really got into his older stuff this year. For example, after I listened to Igor in 2019, I went ahead and listened to Flower Boy. This year in particular, I listened to a lot of Wolf. And damn is it great. Wolf is a fun album, with a great narrative. I specifically love the song Domo 23. The music video is insane. Watching Tyler wrestle a big fat guy is hilarious. IFHY is another fantastic song. I love that goddamn instrumental. It's so catchy. The music video is kind of freaky though, not gonna lie. But even then, it does leave an impression on me. So it has that going for it. I guess a factor of what made me listen to him so much this year in particular is the fact that he won a Grammy this year, and he had one of the best acceptance speeches of like all time. I haven't even been around with him since the beginning, but it feels like I've seen him grow so much as an artist in the short time I have been listening to him. My constant replays of Igor probably helped to define Tyler the Creator's status as number 5 on my list. Dude, I just love that final song. I know I mentioned it last year, but Are We Still Friends is one of my favorite closers of all time. We've all been in that situation, either romantically or platonically, in which something goes wrong between both parties, leading to that crucial question, are we still friends after all of this is over? Every time I think of Tyler the Creator as of recently, I just think of vibrant colors. He's just so funny and charismatic. I can't wait for what he releases next. Panic on the brain, world is gone insane. Coming in at number 4 is 21 Pilots. And honestly, what drove them probably at number 4 was this one song, Level of Concern. And I don't care what anyone says, that is a good ass song. What the kids call a bop. So picture this, it's April 9th, 2020, I'm chilling out, being quarantined, it's the height of the quarantine by the way, and 21 Pilots drops a new song, and I'm thinking, oh my god, a song titled Level of Concern, what could it possibly be about? So I watched the music video, and it's just so stellar. It's such a vibe of a music video, and it's so funky. This song was on repeat for literally most of the entire year. As for other songs I listened to frequently this year by 21 Pilots, another good one is The Judge, which appeared in 2015's Blurry Face. 21 Pilots' sophomore record is incredible. I go back and forth on whether or not Blurry Face is my favorite or Trench's. The Judge and the way it incorporates the ukulele, it's just so mesmerizing to me. And that ending, it feels like I'm being washed away by like an ocean, if that makes any sense. As for other hit songs, I listen to Chlorine a lot, Nico and the Niners, so many good hits. For me personally, I got into 21 Pilots during my junior year of high school, and ever since then I've been an avid fan. Tyler Joseph just seems like a genuinely good individual. I just get a lot of nostalgia when I listen to 21 Pilots. It makes me feel warm, as lame as that may sound. Not to mention, Tyler's awkwardness really adds to him as a personality. It just seems so sweet. Give them a listen if you haven't given them a chance yet. I recommend their album Trench as a starter, because I know that earlier albums such as their first one may put off a couple people because of Tyler's nasally voice. I think it's funny, but I could understand why people wouldn't like that. Coming in at number 3 is the band Gorillaz. Oh man, how do I talk about this band without spoiling the contents of the next video? I guess I could talk about how Humans has grown on me. Yeah, that's right. I've actually thought about making this as its own individual video, but I don't really have the time to do that, so I guess you're getting my uncensored, updated thoughts on the album Humans. As you may remember, my faults with the record were because of its obvious messages and its many features on the album. I think Humans has aged perfectly in this era we live in. It doesn't exactly make it a perfect album by any means. I still have faults with it, and there still are songs that I still simply do not like. Sex Murder Party, I hate that song. But songs such as like Ascension, or let's say She's My Caller, are fantastic. There is a lot of good in Humans. In retrospect, maybe I was a little too harsh on the record, but in reality, my main takeaway from that album when I first listened to it back in 2017 was that, oh, Donald Trump bad. And it is that, but I do think it seems a little bit more articulate than what I originally conceived it to be. I re-listened to Plastic Beach a couple times during this year. Fantastic album. Almost not a single bad song on that record. I say almost because Sweepstakes is on there and I do not like Sweepstakes. People have tried to convince me that no, it's actually a really good song. I just think it's monotonous and hectic. It's too repetitive for my taste. Plastic Beach on Plastic Beach, however, top-notch song. I also re-listened to their first record, and man is it cool. I love the closer, M1A1, 1,000 miles an hour. I re-listened to the Now, I get nostalgia listening to that. That was only 2 years ago. Sukai, Humility, Magic City. A very funky album, holds a special place in my heart. And I think the only thing I really need to talk about right now is Song Machine. Don't worry, the video's almost here. Coming in at number 2 is Weezer. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Weezer dominated my music taste in 2017, 2018, and even 2019. So it coming in at number 2 would have been a surprise for me if it wasn't for another artist that dominated my 2020. I mean, what else can I say? I love Weezer. I can mention the bunch of demos that Rivers Cuomo has been selling on his website. They're really good. I would like to mention the song Pacific Sunset. God, I love that piano in that song. There's also a lot of fantastic demos of songs that were eventually released. This Is Such a Pity has a demo with a different chorus, which I like way more than the final chorus the band ended up settling on. Now, Weezer had the potential of being number 1, and I only say that because Van Weezer was originally going to come out in May of 2020. The record label Crush ended up delaying Van Weezer to the next year, May of 2021. Are they insane? They're probably doing this to coincide with the Hella Mega Tour, which is apparently going to happen in the summer of 2021, which I have my doubts of even occurring, because if there's anything that's going to come back, I'm pretty sure concerts are going to be dead last in priority. They're just too hard to successfully social distance. It's a shame because I was really excited for this tour. I was actually pretty sad when it was delayed. I mean, it's understandable, but I was still pretty bummed out about it. An album I re-listened to a lot this year, most particularly in the beginning of this year because I released a video on it, was Weezer's Pinkerton, Color Me Surprised. Another one I listened to a lot this year was Weezer's Green album, for a future video that should be coming out in the first quarter of 2021. Damn, I have like release dates for these things like they're Marvel movies or something, when there's just f***ing YouTube videos. I love Weezer, and with that, let's get to the honorable mentions. Billie Eilish. I listened to a lot of Billie Eilish this year. I was surprised to not see her in the top 5 either. I mean, I met her this year, so it's a little bizarre to me. She released a new single called Therefore I Am. Fantastic single. I highly recommend you guys listen to it. It's very fun and full of the Billie Eilish charm you would expect from her recent ventures. I love the renewed confidence Billie Eilish has in her recent singles. I listened to a hefty amount of The Strokes. They released a new album this year. It was really good. Should check it out. Got a little bit into Fountains of Wayne. They have some really underrated songs. And once again, I have to mention Glass Animals. Love them so much. Oh, and before I forget, the band I Don't Know How But They Found Me. They released a new album this year. I have yet to listen to it, but from the singles I have listened to, they've released a lot of fantastic stuff. Social Climb is a great song. I recommend that to get a taste of them. And with that, let's get to my number 1 most listened to artist on Spotify.
Wait till y'all hear this. Check this out right here.
This Kanye West guy, he never seems to stop making headlines, you know? The fact that he announced he was running for president this year is still funny to me. What a character. So yes, Kanye West was my #1 most listened to artist in the year 2020. In fact, 4 out of the 5 of my most listened to songs this year came from him. So why did I get so into Kanye this year? Well, I'm really drawn to his personality. Kanye is such a polarizing figure. I learned a lot about him, from his biggest failures to momentous occasions, his lows and his triumphs. His adventure as an artist has been astonishing, and it's still not over yet. He's still relatively young for his age. I'm doing this unscripted. I assume he's 43, 44 if I last checked. The guy is such a musical genius. Albums that I listened to from him this year was virtually all of them. That's right, I listened to his entire catalog. My favorite of his still being My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, but I also got really into the album Yeezus. Black Skinhead on there is so great. New Slaves, Bounded 2, such a fantastic song he made for Kim Kardashian. The College Dropout, oh man, so good. Late Registration, Graduation, the way he's able to sample all these things which you wouldn't think no one would be able to sample is incredible. Probably my favorite song from him, Ghost Town. The first few times I listened to this song, I got just chills. And I still get chills from it to this day, if I'm in a particular mood. The overall message of struggle, of being accepted, of being loved, the idea that people could be able to get over your past mistakes, to look forward to the future. It's something that really hit home to me this year. And that's why I'm really drawn to that personality of Kanye West, so charismatic, but can also be vulnerable as well. Not to mention he just basically makes just good music. Well, that was it guys. I'm no musical theorist. I'm really just a dude with a mic. So don't take my opinions as 100% fact. What I am curious about, however, is your top 5 Spotify Wrapped. Or if you don't have Spotify, who do you think was your top 5 most listened to artists this year? I'm actually very intrigued. Recently we hit 15,000 on this YouTube channel and I'm so grateful for all of you. I'll see you guys next time for Song Machine Season 1 Strange Times. Until then, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.